One more. Go away. Cancel. Cancel. Dang it. Share. Email. You're live. Hopefully it will not die.
और उनके बाद और आजकल तो मेरी बेबी कुछ आने लगी है कंडी को लाइट हो जाती है ना इधर मेरे आधे से संडे नहीं हुई लड़कियों का तो करती है लड़कियों की बात करना तो डर लगता है भी क्यों करेगा कितना प्रोडक्ट करेगा ना
So you're not in the debate today? Just a couple minutes. All right. How you feeling? Good. A little survey at the end. We'll get the judge and Pete. Well, you're in the debate, so yeah. Sorry, you're in it. Okay. Is it you? Oh, you're in the yeah. All right. Y'all are on the team. All
Isabella, such things. My mind is blank.
But it's for tomorrow. I can do it at home and tomorrow I can.
सुबह में 3 बजे उठ के
Because I can't do. I'm doing so. You guys, you and kind, yeah, you and kind of has to.
No, I agree. I agree.
I believe you. I trust you. I believe you.
दोनों की भी बोली कि कितनी चिड़चिड़ी है लेकिन अपने बच्चे को अच्छा है
तो उनको बोलते हैं कि मतलब ये तो लाओ ना का
बोला क्लास बच्चा रो रो के वहाँ गई थी तो बच्चा रो रो के अपना बिगाड़
2 weeks ago. They look good?
ना तो अपनी रातें गाड़ हो गई
Where people
So, you guys are.
maybe I shall. Conditioner is there.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll just do it that way. Let's let you guys stay there. Again.
What happened to Melissa?
You guys are.
Melissa, what happened to you?
So yes.
Melissa, meet me.
Your position is violent video games do not lead to real violence. You guys are that's right. Okay. So you're in the right spot. Yeah.
I know गन वालों का किसका है
Okay.
गन वालों का है
So points मिले.
कुछ नहीं मिला ढूंढ के देना
Welcome everybody to our first debate here in level 8. Hey there. You say yeah. So the way this is going to work, well, first of all, the topic for our debate today is violent video games lead to real violence. The people sitting over here, you can go ahead and make your way over here. That's okay. You're not on camera or anything. So, all right. We'll make the proposition that the team that's sitting over here say are going to make the case that yes, video games lead to real violence. Violent video games lead to real violence. They're going to make their case for it. And they're going to be the ones presenting first. I'll give you all a total of 7 minutes. One person's going to come up here. And you're welcome to use your 7 minutes however you like. Maybe one person takes a little bit of, like half of the 7 minutes. Someone else can talk for the other half of the 7 minutes. You're welcome to use 7 minutes however you like. Yeah. Or like a lot of teams have done, you know, one person takes 7 minutes, another person takes 5, the other person takes 2, whatever. At any rate, so that's the way it's going to work. These people are going to speak for 7 minutes first. When the time is up, time is up. And by the way, this is an entirely rhetorical event, meaning you will listen and they will speak. Yeah. You will get a chance to have question and answers at the end. If there's something you disagree with and you're like, I want to say something, you will have opportunity at the end to have a Q&A, whether you agree or disagree with any side, okay? But while someone's up here, they're going to make their case. No comments, please. Just let you know. All right. By the way, for those of you all who are interested in making comments on the live stream, I sent a new link in your email. Check your email if you're curious about making or sharing it on Facebook or what have you. But I'm doing it on my phone, which might make it easier. They will have 7 minutes, after which this team will have 7 minutes for their opening remarks, and you're welcome to use it however you like. These people will have 5 minutes. These people will have 5 minutes. These people will have 2 minutes. These people will have 2 minutes. Wrap it up, etc. By the way, as far as grades are concerned, participation in this activity and just demonstrating that you guys are prepared, everything, and fluency of English, things like that is what I'm looking for. And so I'm not. Yeah. Let's see. Yes.
Okay. 7 minutes for person or 7 minutes for group?
For group. Yeah. Like I said. That's right. So you're welcome to. You don't have to talk for 7 minutes. And what I'm saying.
Okay.
And by the way, that's a limit. But some of y'all are really concerned. It's like, I can't talk for 7 minutes. You will honestly be very surprised. Time goes away like this. And you don't, yeah, it's faster than you
Okay,
think.
start. I wanna see.
That's always true. Also, so you're welcome to share the 7 minutes and one person talk a little bit. My partner's going to come up here. People do that all the time. That's a good question. Yeah. This team is saying, yes, violent video games lead to real violence. This team is going to argue against it. So, by the way, the timer will be behind you, like this. It'll look like that. You can, while you're standing here, you just kind of glance over and see it. I will turn the projector off, so it won't be like that. Okay. Yeah, you can.
Yes.
No.
That's exactly what I showed you in the video. So, anyway, no, it's okay. It's good for you. We're all friends here.
Yes, here, but not in Internet.
No, it's okay. Nobody looks at this video. It's just for you to see later on. It's okay. And by the way, if anybody here, like I said, I know that in the past you have indicated you prefer not to be on camera, right, Barbara? Right? Are you okay with that? I know Nasha said that.
She's actress.
Now, for whatever reason, if you don't want to be on camera, I'll like cover my hat over the lens or something when you come up here. You would prefer that? Okay, that's fine. Make it easier. One less thing to think about. When you come up here, I'll cover it up with my hat or something.
No.
Wait, but
Don't cover it.
Oh yeah, make it live for
your mom
everybody.
said no.
Your mom
So, making their way to the front of the stage for arguing that yes, violent video games lead to real violence. Someone from this team is coming up here. So let's give them a hand. Yay! Give them a hand, everybody. Yay! Someone on this team is coming up here and talking. Okay, that's someone up here. Good.
Oh my God.
That's your turn. Yeah. And by the way, when yay.
If
So
you come here, then it's like a speech.
exactly, it is.
You
Nailed
cannot
it,
fight.
it now. That's right.
And we cannot fight. Right.
That's right, you can't talk. Right, it's all rhetorical. By the way, when you have, I'll let you know when you have 1 minute. I'll just say 1 minute, okay? You probably won't, but I'm letting you know about the time limit.
Ah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you have 1 minute left, etc. Okay. Otherwise, don't worry about me. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about the internet. I believe in you. Okay, here we go.
Barbara.
Anytime you want. Go ahead.
Hi everybody. Good morning. We're talking about the violent video games lead to real violence. We are agreed. The great problem of video games in front of that television is that that video game as a consequence of their repetitive structure. And the work who generate a dependence on them that will lead children to be constantly aware of the video games throughout the day. All these entails a great loss of time, difficulties to adequately carry out homework, lack of attention and concentration during class hours, and isolation behavior in the school itself. The addiction can be of such intensity that it is present during any activity that takes place during the day, either manual activities such as eating or dressing, or intellectual activities such as a homework. All this leads the child to lose contact with social, emotional, and family reality. So I have an example. My friend's son has this condition, the addict for the video games. So and now she say, oh, it's my fault because I buy the violent video games. When she disconnect the play, Xbox or whatever, and he has a aggressive attitude, and he say some bad words, and she say, oh, my son has a problem, I need to go to psychology or whatever.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
This team still has a few more minutes if anybody wants to. No? You good? Oh, do you want to say something? Yeah. You still have a bit of time?
Yes, because you have 4 minutes.
Yeah, you're welcome to do it. Or you can save it for later. You're welcome to talk now. You can use the rest of the 4.5 minutes if you want. Are you? Well, your 7 minutes are not up yet, but you're welcome to just like be done and save it for later, or continue the goal. Okay. Let me hear it.
Okay. Can I talk now?
Yes, please go. Anytime.
Okay.
Yeah, you still have 4 minutes.
I'm going to refresh the statement again. Violent video games lead to violence. We agree with this statement because violent video games are bad examples for kids and teenagers who are vulnerable to follow characters who are anti-heroes. Also, they can get confused with the reality and fiction. Why? Because kids are like a sponge. They can imitate any kind of behavior if they don't have a correct advice from his or her parents, families, friends, and teachers. We have to be careful with these kind of examples because violent video games say violence. So we have to think about the word violence. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. So this team is done now at this point, right? Okay. Great. You want to? Oh, you want to keep going? All right. Oh, all right. Fair enough. 3 minutes. Continue. Okay.
So good morning. We are absolutely agree with that violent video games led to real violence because according to the psychological group report that more than 90% of children in the United States play video games. Among kids between the age of 12 and 17, the number rises to 97%. More important, 85% or more of video games on the market contain some form of violence. So the title seems to say it all. Mayhem, Try Kill, or Mortal Kombat. So we are, for example, in Munich, Germany, an 18-year-old gunman who killed 9 people in July 2015 was a fan of first-person shooter video games, according to report. So this detail led many to worry that violent video games may be negatively affecting their courtship.
All right, very good. So, clear it there. Okay. So now, just to indicate, so what happened there is we just finished the first 7 minutes time limit there for this side. They argued that the video games lead to real violence. Violent video games lead to real violence. Now, we're moving on to this portion of the debate. So everybody seeing how this was working? Yeah. Now this team will have 7 minutes. And keep in mind, you also have 5 minutes to make rebuttals later on too. Okay, cool. So someone on this team, welcome to come on up here and make your case against violent video games do not lead to real violence. And cool. I guess it looks like Nita's doing it. All right, correct? All right. Oh, okay. We're all friends here, so give her a hand, everybody. Yay! Oh, this team is eager to hit. Look at this. You're so nice to your opponents. They're your enemy. Okay. All right.
Hernandita.
You're gonna do great. All right.
Good morning, everyone. Our topic is that violent video games lead to real violence, but we are on the against, so we disagree with this point. You have probably heard reasons why video games is not good, but recent research shows and it proves that gaming has numerous benefits. It's a physical, mental, and everything. I tell you some of the surprising learning benefit of video games. Nowadays it shows that video games may improve problem solving skills in child or in adults, because video game is one who everyone can play that game. Either they are small or we also play the video games. So video games have one of the video games will learn from that the problem solving skills, the puzzles games such as any puzzle games and role playing games such as World of the Warcraft can build problem solving skills. Research says that people who play these type of games shows improvement in various areas like planning, organization, and they are also flexible their thinking. And some people who play a video game, they also show their sympathetic behavior, or we can say the empathetic behavior too, because they know the effect of violence. The one who play the video games, if there is a violence in the video game, so they know the effect of the violence. So they may not apply that violence in their real life. They can put their aggression and everything on the game. They cannot apply that on their real life because they know what is the consequences. For example, if I'm not playing a video game, so I don't know how I protect myself from that violence. And maybe if I have some problem or something, so I can put my aggression on my child or on my kid. And that behavior exhibit my life, that behavior maybe disturb my life. And one who play the violent video game, they knows about the violence and they put their aggression and everything on that game. So maybe they protect their personal life and they put all their violence and everything on the computer or on the video game.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Does anybody else listen? You still have 4 minutes to go if you like. You're welcome. You still have more time later on, but you're welcome to talk and work. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're on. Everybody's on. Yeah. So yeah. Of course. No problem. You still got 4 minutes. It's okay.
Good morning, everybody. I can continue about the violence video game. We playing video game and like we can there were a lot of researchers and studies about that, and they use kids like 12 years old and more, and they ask questions about the video games and violent video games, and they these kids shows high level of creativity and working team and curiosity about the video games and the real life. So that's show that video games can help the kids to increase their creativity, their yes. So that's can be good. Video games can reduce stress. Simple video games that don't require a lot of thought, such as Angry Bird, and it can help people to relax and can like if the kids are in the school and have many activities, they when they engage with the video games, they can reduce their stress, and after that continue their normal activities like homework or something like that.
Cool. That's it. All right. Yeah, your hand. A little confidence. Give a little confidence as they're coming up here. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Hi, I'm gonna continue. As my friend said, video games doesn't affect the direction in the kids. Statistically, there is no study that show video games affect their behavior. So, as the Supreme Court knows, a lot of scientists try to show this. There is low evidence to prove this point, because the studies say can be the aggression in the children or their behavior can be any cartoons, any social media, not just violent video games. So we cannot imply that video games can affect the behavior of the children. So we are going to continue explaining it.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Use of your time there. All right. Yeah. All right. So at this point, let me clear that up here. All right. Just to show you where we're going with this. So, side that is making the case for video games leading to real violence has made their case, and the side has made all their saying no, it doesn't have real violence. In fact, there's some their case is making the increases creativity and cooperation. Great points. Okay, now at this point, we are at this point where either team can either address some of the points that the other side made, or you use this 5 minutes to repeat what they said. Yeah, this is where the fight comes in. Yeah, where this side was listening to their points, and this side can now argue against some of the things that they made. Yeah. Okay. So whoever would like to come up, you'll have 5 minutes to make a counter argument as Ms. Isa said. Yeah, no, I know. Everybody's friends here. Nobody wants to fight, right? Okay. But anyway, we have 5 minutes to make your case and address some of the things that they said over here. You're welcome to. Okay. You probably, it's okay. So you just try to wing it, and you don't have to speak for 5 minutes. Just speak for as long as you can. Awesome.
Last time our topic only this.
Yeah. All right. You're gonna do it?
Last time our topic. Last time it नहीं आया topic किसी को.
Okay, I'm gonna give you.
बाद में सीखेगा. गाइड एंड
Just a moment. I'll be all right.
ये सितारा खराब ही हमरे.
Thank you.
रातना ब्रश करी सोम थावा जाए.
While thinking about it, you can look at that survey and think to yourself, you probably already had an opinion, but maybe which side made the better case? Whether or not you agree with it or not, you can vote later on and make comments and stuff like that, okay? Because that's what's gonna happen tomorrow too.
Wait, Mr.
Oh, she might be able to-
ती राशी थोडी
Ready to
डाऊन
go?
होईल नजर लग गई यार
I have to write down something here.
If you want to, you're welcome to participate in this little survey. This is going to be anonymous. Nobody's going to know that you.
Okay, anonymous.
Right, it's anonymous. Don't put your name on it. I'm going to make copies of this and put it as a PDF so everybody sees the.
I think they said.
It's going to be anonymous, okay? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Oh, awesome. Barbara's upset. Ready to go. All right. See, let's give Barbara a bit of a hand. You get to go up in the book. Yeah, every time. Every time, right? So you feel more comfortable with it. I know. We're all believing you, Barbara. All right, go. Here we go. And anytime.
Hannah said the video games improve the relaxing and creative in the kids. So we think the video games increase aggressive and imperative the kids because if they play with the children, they want to play. Okay. Okay.
Fair enough. All right, cool.
For example, last night I saw the video about a mother was preoccupied or worried about her kids because her kids pass many hours playing the violent video games. When she wanted to talk with him, the kids don't pay nothing attention about her mother said him. So if the kids pass many hours playing, so only focus in the watching the TV. So her mother has a bad news about the pass away someone her family. So the kids don't feel nothing, no cry, nothing. Only watch the play the video game. So
in conclusion, we are agreed we have to be careful with the behavior of the kids because video games, yes, are good, but not any type of video games. We have to be careful because it's violence video games. And kids imitates that and they start to react. And sometimes when you say you cannot do that, you provoke them to do that. Yes, it's dangerous, but we have to talk with him and show what is dangerous, what is really violence, and what is really good. We can use many types of video games, but we have to use this tool to the kids and the next generation learn something helpful for the future. Thank you.
Right, cool. All right. And that's it for you guys, right? Okay, cool. All right, good. Now, at this point, just to show you what's happening here. So now at this point, we've finished that counter argument moment, and now that team gets 5 minutes to make a counter argument against what was just said there, and then later you get 2 minutes to summarize, etc. Okay, all right. So.
Isabella,
Yes.
you have points.
No, I'm not. Today's Monday, no?
It's okay. Tomorrow you will prepared, right?
Yes. For be prepared.
For me.
Welcome to.
Today, relax, Monday.
Okay, we're all friends. Oh, I'm sorry.
We can start.
Make sure we're not running out of battery here.
Coffee is not strong today.
Yeah. But they did it good.
Yeah, and they were prepared, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they are prepared.
So while they're getting their thoughts together, in just a moment to let you know, we're gonna have a Q&A session at the end. If you've got a question or a comment, you're welcome to do that
This
after we're all
topic
finished.
was interesting, our topic is boring.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
Me too, I have no idea.
Time. All right, yeah. We're all friends. Yeah, 5 minutes. All right. I'll start the timer now. How's that? Okay. Yeah, I'll start it now.
I don't even use any mapa.
Okay,
Very good.
Barbara said that if a child can play a video game or violent game, so they can do whatever they saw in the video game, like they shoot everybody. But they does not do that same act in their real world because they know the consequences. And the one who saw the video game, they have an open personality. Like me, if I don't watch the video games or I don't have time to watch the violence video game, or then I have a close personality, and then if I aggressive myself, so I can maybe take my aggression and maybe I suicide or maybe I do some harmful act. Like I want to shoot anybody because I don't know what is the consequences because I have a close personality. I didn't play that violent video game. But one who play the violent video game, for instance, my kid. Nowadays, if he saw anything, he suddenly says, "Mama, this is just pretending. This is not a real. This is just a pretending." But the one child who didn't saw the games and the TV, the violent, they don't know what is pretending and what is real. And number 2 point that I don't know, Romina and one of the team said that the child does not concentrate, but child can concentrate. Video games improve the attention and concentration because video games, especially the action games, have proven to be able to capture the player's attention for the entire period of game. Why? Because this is about by the player who need to achieve the certain objective on that game. So within the game, and he able to progress the next level. So if child can progress the next level, yes, he or she can concentrate the entire game. So it does not. It does improve the concentration or not to.
Raina, come on.
Somebody said that video games players can eat more or constantly. That's not true because they are focused in these video games and they maybe can eat maybe less, but they don't eat like more. And someone say that it can be difficult to carry on the homework. That's not true because they were in the school, they come home and they use the video game to distract a learn moment to continue the homework. And about that Romina said about the addiction for video games, we as a parent have to control this schedule, control the hours that our kids play, because we have to because it can be an addiction, but we can control it. About the isolate, that's not true because they are playing, but they are playing in teams, so they can manage how to play in team with the many people, with many persons
Together.
yes, together and as a team. And they can handle situation like my classmate said. They handle situation about the violence because they know it's the consequence. So yes. And somebody said that it's about example. Maybe it's not because they know what's happened. They know that in the real life what's happened. So they maybe it's a good example because they know what happened if you shot somebody in a video game, in a real violent video game.
All right, so that's it. Okay.
I have a question too.
So now we are going to the crap. Where are you? Now we're finished with all our main arguments. At this point, you basically each team will have 2 minutes just to summarize to make their case that much more. You're welcome to use your time however you like to further argue for each team, and then we'll have a Q&A session at the end. Okay? So this side will still have 2 minutes here to maybe summarize their case again, or again you're trying to persuade them.
Or dance. You can dance.
Yeah, you can use your 2 minutes however you feel like you want to. Okay? So this side here, give him a warm
Come on, but
applause.
come
No,
on.
we're applauding you guys. You're just one of you's getting okay.
They, oh, good.
No problem. We got time.
Self-defense માટે ના ઈ બે
Only the
અલગ email.
Oh, you need a guy in there mix. Yeah. The vast majority of this classroom, mostly women.
એક સલીમા ઉસે બોલા આપણે ये है ना
Yeah,
लोग
it's the topic. That's probably none of them are really into video games to begin with. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's something else.
पेपर्स होते ना
The topic.
वो
Let's
लोग
say gun violence or something. that
यूज
is
करते
more-
ना पेपर्स
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna ask who
और
here actually
ये
plays
जो है
video
ना
games. I'm
ये
not
लोग
be
भी ये
surprised to
चीज
see
यूज
this.
करते हैं ये क्या बोलते हैं उसको NRA क्या
There are some women who do.
मैं तो ये वाला टॉपिक
NRA કરીને
अच्छा मैं तो खाली ये बोलने वाली हूँ इतना बस मेरा लिख दियो 1 मिनट का बोलने वाली हूँ
Okay.
कि मत बोला तुम बात क्योंकि मैं तो अभी सीधा रात को बात पहुँचूंगी
All you're gonna do is just
मेरा
summarize.
सर देखा से मेरा अभी तक
तुम पर ऐसा ऐसा तो देख
Instead of banning Americans' most popular rifle, our focus should be on preventing criminals as well as badly income of any type of firearms. Ban करने से हम criminals since 2013 the National Shooting Sports Foundation initiative has improved reporting on all criminals and adjusting mental health records to National Instant Criminal Background Check System. As to 16 states are adopting reforms. Though at the end of 2016, number of disqualifying mental health records submitted rose to 170% to nearly 4.5 million from about 1.7 million in December 2013. Gun control groups may think we were the ones and work in the states. We must turn to the defense mechanism to ensure that this approximately recorded are submitted to NSA. मैं कुछ समझ नहीं हूँ कल इसमें से कॉपी करके लिख लूँ और फिर कल इतना मैं बोल दूँगी समझ के देख लेना I am going to say this part
मैं मतलब
so
सेल्फ
you say
डिफेंस માટેનો ટોપિક બોલ દે સેલ્ફ ડિફેન્સ તો એ
I just copied this from Google
પછી બોલ દે
Getting themselves prepared. Anybody here have
I
someone
would
who's an
say
attorney or a lawyer in your family?
I don't know anything else so I
Oh,
don't
your husband's an attorney, right? I mean, this is
So
the
you-
sort
you
of
guys
thing
don't consider
that
this on something else
attorneys do to actually train for this sort of thing. They don't know which
पीछे
side they're
निकाल
going
के
to be
निकाल के मैं
using.
बोलने वाली
चलो
What do
तो
you
वो
know?
वो उसमें से लिखा है ना केसेस में नहीं
अनीशा ये तो गूगल में से ले ले
मैं सेल्फ डिफेंस का बोलूँ तेरा क्या है
Oh, did you?
देख लीजिए तो पीछे निकाल दे मैं ये बोलने वाली हूँ
Was it
जो ना
in
कुछ
the
भी
classroom
बोलेंगे बात
setting?
तो देंगे
समझ गए ना
What was
अब
that
क्या
topic?
बोलेगा आपका टॉपिक क्या है अनीशा
वही लिस्टेड करके दे ये इन्होंने ये हम लोग ये वाला है
क्या है तो बोल
देख और क्या क्या है
Oh, something work related.
self defense का
Fair
side
enough.
है
Okay,
इसमें।
okay. It was very set up like this.
तो
Oh,
सेल्फ डिफेंस ही बोलना पड़ेगा ना, क्योंकि हम लोग डिसएग्री है तो सेल्फ डिफेंस के लिए ही रखना है।
ऑटोमेटिक वेपन्स हम लोग रखने का 47
Time is up.
ऐसे
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably need rest. Okay. Whatever time. So I'm just going to start the clock
Okay,
and
got it.
then we'll just go and get started. Okay. All you're going to do is summarize basically what you said before. Okay.
वेपन्स हम
And
लोग
here,
रख सकते
we're
हैं
going to start the
लेकिन
clock.
पब्लिक
And
पब्लिक
if someone talks, they
मतलब
talk.
मिलिट्री
Okay.
मिलिट्री के लिए तो
And
जो
3,
चाहिए
2,
ही,
1.
ये पब्लिक
पब्लिक के लिए।
तो ऐसे बोलने
I believe you. Okay.
we have to keep self defense.
Okay. In a short about the violent video games led to real violence, children who spend too much time before video games stop doing other activities that are fundamental for their physical, social, and intellectual emotional development. The time they spend in front of the video games could be spent on playing with their friends, reading a good book, or doing other activities more productive for them. So children also playing video games alone and lack of company can cause a social isolation.
That's it. That's the last of it. Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Give me a hand. Yeah. Isolation. Well, someone is going to come up here and give 2 minutes to summarize, basically. Your
क्या
point.
बोलना,
All
तुम
right,
लोग
you
बोलते
can
नहीं।
anytime you want.
क्या बोलूँ?
क्या बोलूँ?
Yes, it is. Okay, we're so prepared. Awesome. All right.
हम लोग
here we go.
क्वेश्चन करेंगे ना ऑनलाइन।
अच्छा
Agree?
Right. If these people agree that video games lead to real violence, they are arguing no, they don't. Okay. Anyway, you got 2 minutes.
नर्सिंग के पास।
Okay, to summarize what they say and what my group say, their point is the isolation of the children. That it isn't true, because when they are playing, they improve planning, they improve their personality and planning, organization, and flexible thinking. When when you think they are isolated, playing in these games, in these video games, and also they improve attention, concentration, and that they can apply to the real life, because if they encourage themselves in the real life, they can apply these what they learn in the video games. So this is a false belief about violent video games make this bad behavior. That make you a strong personality, and you can use the scare that violent video game makes you in the real life. So you're going to be less scary about the bad situation in your world, in any situation in the real life. Also, as I said in the beginning, there is no proof or any evidence that show that violent video games that affect your behavior in the society.
Time's up.
Okay.
Got it. Let's do it. Give me a hand, everybody. Yay! Fun stuff. So now at this point, we'll open it up for questions and answers, and we can have a more of a free-flowing conversation. Ms. Isabella, you wanted to say something. Go
I
ahead.
have a question.
You have a question first.
Yes. I understand when you say the violent video games don't lead violence in real life, but now Andre said you can apply what you learn in video game, in violent video game, in your real life. So if you say that, can I apply what I learned in video game? Really? So it's a violence.
No, because that makes you strong. you encourage your personality. Is the parents' work that isn't true, like she said, that is pretend, but like encourage you to be strong in the real life. That's what I said. That because that make coordination, like make a skill, intellectual skill, because you have to be you have to see while you play. You have to manage a lot of things in the video game. So this skill that you develop when you are playing, you can use in the real life. No shooting or do bad things. You have to apply in
To protection. To your protection.
and in your work, because if you are good in working, you concentrate when you are playing. You can concentrate in your work. You can concentrate. Apply this thing in your work when you are working, when you are studying, like something like that. I am.
You strong enough when you watch the violence. You strong enough so you can face any challenge in the world, in the life. Or suppose if there is a war in any country or there is something happen in anywhere, so you are strong enough because you already saw that violence, number one. Number two, that some video games shows the teamwork. So in real life, you cannot, what teamwork's effect. Like if you have a good teamwork, so you'll be a good success team. Number two. Number three, that you are concentrating in your video games. So when you learn something in your school or you do your homework, and some video games and some games are also a puzzle activity. So your mind will be sharp. So you'll be good in your school activities. Like sometimes what happens, Isabella, that some games are like a puzzle game. Okay. So you will be good in maths in your school. And one more thing which I realize right now, that my kid play a game like a bike game and car playing.
No, violence or another time?
It's both. Some in the violence and some more. So in real life, he knows how to ride a bike. One of my cousins said to me that, how I learned how to ride a car, how to drive a car
In a video game.
in the video game.
Okay.
Thank you.
Claudia, you're up next. You want to make a comment? Sorry?
Okay, I'm not against or agree with this because I don't play video game. I'm really familiar with this. But let me tell you something. Anything with excess can be harm.
Yeah.
It's true. Yes, when she said that video games increase the concentration, it's not true. Everything I said before and I'm saying now is based on my experience.
Sure.
It's not because I have two nephews that they are not concentrate when they are playing video game. You call them the first, second, third time, they cannot hear you because they are playing a video game all the time. Yes.
We as a parent, we have to.
Yeah, wait. And you said, yes, and she said that as they can play with every kind of video game, right? No, we have to choose which video game they have to play, because many of them are very violent.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes, and they try to do the same that they are seeing in the video game, in the TV, wherever they are, because it's a marketing, and they want to sell. They put many things in our kids' mind. They are just kids. They don't know what they are doing. They just follow. They try to. Yes, you cannot tell me that kids know the consequences. They don't know. No, they don't know.
Johan, you want to say? Actually, I'm sorry. Johan, you wanted to say something in response. I'll give you a moment. I
The
promise.
problem is when the parents leave the kids alone playing these games or many hours. We have to control the schedule. 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, and that's it. On the other hand,
It's like a drug. You can't
You
When they
can.
get addicted,
We as a parents,
Mhm.
have to handle that and manage the hours. It's very important. And you said that can be about the concentration. The concentration, yes, they get concentrate more because they are concentrate and focusing in a object, in a target.
in the
Because
video
lights.
game, when they are playing
But
the
they-
video
they-
game,
they
they feel like this.
Yes.
Well, they're focused.
Right. This is-
Don't
I think
pay
that's a point.
attention. They don't have
ये लोग नहीं बोले ना कि क्लाइंब करते हैं, ये लोग बोलते नहीं करते.
Yeah, enjoying the video game.
Not so much.
Playing the video game.
Okay.
It's a good
Okay, I'll let you go. All right, fair enough. I think you made your point. Nasser, you wanted to make a comment. But first of all, before we go any further, anybody here personally enjoy playing video games at all? No, not. But you all three have children, right? Interesting.
Yeah, I control my daughter's time, but not with video games.
Some of
with
it.
social media like YouTube.
Mm.
I control her time. If it for her, she gonna spend all day watching social media. But I am with her. I am supervising her.
Yeah.
So that is our job to supervise them and encourage them that doesn't apply in the real life. Okay, that helps you in some way,
Yeah.
and we can finish.
Nasser, I promise. Don't worry. You're all gonna get a chance. I'm remembering who put their hand up. Okay, thank you for making that point. Anybody here play video games at all?
No.
Anybody over here? Anybody over here have children?
Yes.
Interesting. Look at it. These guys are. This is a coincidence. I know. Okay, all right. Nasser, you were the first to have the floor, and then it was Anatora, and then you. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Nasser. No, I promise.
I have siblings. That counts.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay. Nasser. Yeah.
I'm not commenting, but my opinion, what I notice in this debate is, I think video game is not responsible for any violence. I think that technology is the responsible, because in our childhood there was video games, but they are not advanced. Everybody plays the games, but we never heard any type of violence related about the video games. Today, the video games are becoming more advanced. They are making, they are improving the graphics. They are making more realistic. That's why we are hearing the violence about the kids are doing any violence.
Okay.
So
Yes, I want to respond to that.
And not only that,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
also the marketing, because now games are like the video games are doing like for a long time ago, but the marketing now they're like they change, and now you can find the toys about that violent game or something like that. So
You
that's
can
why
buy video
kids
game online.
can realize that is real, because you can have, for example, a gun. You can like for
Right.
plastic guns
So you
or something like
practice,
that.
practice playing in real life. I heard that. Anita, you want to respond?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
I
Anita's
said
got the
that
floor. Yeah.
I just commented on it, like violence is everywhere nowadays in this world. No matter you play video game or not. For suppose
video
if
game
you
you
are
can
not
learn anymore.
if you are not playing video games, or your kids are not watching TV or some social media, that's okay. But if there is a violence in your home, in between the
Sure.
husband and wife, or in between
I agree.
any of your family members, so what happens?
Sure.
Did you stop that? We cannot stop that. So violence is not only in the video game. It just depends on the child. And nowadays, not the child. Everyone can play a video game.
But you can
we
limit
have
that
to-
violence without video games.
Yeah.
If you limit that violence without the video games, children don't have to see that violence in a video game. You can see it in the news or something, but not in the. They play every day.
No, every day. That's the point.
Yeah. Scheduling.
Scheduling. And you see, if they see this violence, they can do it. No, they are like learning how to protect themselves, and they know what happened. If they shot somebody, they know what happened. So for that, they don't do that.
Anna Toro was next to make a comment, and then it'll be Isabella.
Okay,
Promise
thank
you,
you.
Anna's first, okay?
So-
I'm remembering everybody, and then it's you. I promise you. No, I'm sorry, Alejandro was next. Okay, that's right. Okay. We don't have time, guys, to talk about it. I'm going to give you.
It depends the environment that the kids grow.
Yeah.
We choose to put limits on time. I gave my son only 30 minutes a day, so he stopped at 30 minutes. And I have a very good example. He never said, I killed someone. He said, I eliminate a player. So they know what.
different.
Yeah, the difference.
Okay, fair enough.
It depends on the parents, because if the parents encourage the kids be aggressive with their around,
No,
that
no,
help the kids
They
growing
haven't
with
responded
violence.
yet, yeah.
But if the parents don't help that increase, they won't do it in the real life.
Okay, and this team wanted to respond to Anna Toro's comment. Go ahead, Vanessa. Go ahead, yeah.
Yes, we have to think about I agree with you, because what happened with the children or kids are grew up with a really, really problematic family that argue every day, live in a really dangerous area, and at the same time is playing video games.
But the
We
video
have
game
to
is not
think-
the problem, it's the environment.
No,
Environment,
no,
the
could
society,
be
society.
no environment and video games too, because he's grew up in that kind of area. So he's playing violent video games. He's living in a really difficult area, like where's
Fifth Ward.
Fifth Ward or Bronx.
Sure.
In the Bronx, people in the Bronx live in a really difficult area, and they have really next to that area stores or places where they can play video games. And in that area, many people have a guns.
Okay.
It's in the Bronx.
Fair enough. I'm sorry, you want to weigh in?
Okay. The problem is not the environment, because I have a real example. My brother, in the past, he addicted to video games, and in my home, all is love, peace, only love, right? So my brother and
So cute.
my brother has an attitude, aggressive all the time, scream, or when my mom disconnect the play or computer, he changed. He changed.
behavior.
Screaming, why? Ah!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So it's the video games.
Addiction, I think, is
It's
what you're pointing out, right?
addiction. It's a video
Addiction. Okay.
Because they
Yes,
play
it's not
so
the
much
environment.
in the other extent.
Yeah,
So.
your point about scheduling is key, and I think that counted, right.
You have to schedule.
Fair enough. That's a good point.
I have-
Alejandro, you wanted to say something,
I
and
have
then,
something to say.
I think you were next. You were next. I'm so sorry, Isabella. You were next. Alejandro, and then you. Okay.
I think you're playing the video games, and the most violent countries are undeveloped countries, and they don't have internet, they don't have video games, they don't have anything, and they are violent.
But
Yeah.
they
Middle
grow like
East,
that, so they learn
Africa,
in
Latin
countries.
America is very
Yeah.
violent, and they don't play
They have
video
environment.
games.
Yeah.
It's the environment.
Maybe they are playing in online.
No, I mean.
Maybe they play online, they would be
But
less.
Oh, right, it might be a good solution. I mean, his point is good. There's a lot of violent countries that don't have infrastructure.
Can I
Let's
say
go
it?
ahead. Isabella, you wanted to make, oh, I'm sorry, you wanted to
Yes.
respond to that?
Yeah.
I want to, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Connected to this
Yes, go
question.
ahead, real quick.
That,
Then you're up next.
right now my kid not play the violin video game because he's right now he's 4.
Right.
But nowadays 2 weeks, since 2 weeks there is something happened between India and Pakistan.
Okay.
Some sort of type of war or something. So at my home, my husband and my uncle always watch that. So there is a gun shooting, there is a plane crash, and there is a people who are fighting. So he saw that. He cannot play the video game, but he saw that happened in the country. What happened in the country? So that is what Alejandro says, that though he is not playing the video game, he showed that violence, that attitude, and that type
In
of
the
things
real life.
in the real life.
Okay, cool. So both of y'all get a chance to respond to Alejandro. Now it's Isabella's turn to
Okay, thank you.
pose.
Quickly.
That's quarter. It's
I
as much time as you
want
need.
to say something like I have 2 daughters, and then I disagree when they said scheduling.
Okay.
Or Andrea says, my daughter wants to see YouTube, and I control a time for her see.
Okay.
I disagree completely, because if you reduce, or if you have to control it, or if you have to schedule for something, it's completely wrong to do. If you have to take it out, like you have parties, you have parks, you have lakes, you have a lot of sports to do. So if you control it, something that your kid's doing, it's wrong. It's doing, because you have to control it. Video game. If you have to control the video game because it says it's wrong, violent video game, I think you have to take it out completely. So you can put your daughter to do ballet, swim, basketball, soccer, play, everything, things to do at home. So you can play together, ride a bike. So it is more health. If your daughter is still in YouTube, she can take only in YouTube. So I prefer put something good for my kids do. Education. So they do French class, they do gymnastics, they do church class.
Sure.
So I think it's better than video game, YouTube, or something like TV or cell phone.
So it's not just scheduling; it's the content itself. Is your point? Okay, you wanted to respond to that, Vanessa, right? And then you'll get a chance.
There are many research in psychology that some kids that are exposed to a really kind of bad behaviors like violence, even that with his parents or with the games, in some cases these kids are going to adopt a different positive attitude, and they won't grow up and make a different situation for his life. But we have to think with the kids who follow these really bad actions and are exposed, because we are different and we make different decisions, even that about where we are living or who are our parents. But our parents are. But we have to think about the consequences.
Okay, cool. I think Claudia, did you have one thing you wanted to say? I remember you.
Don't tell them.
Go right ahead, Claudia.
You have one with.
Yeah, you're very positive and passionate about this. So surprisingly.
No, I
Go
just
ahead.
want. I feel like you. Yeah, I know.
This
okay.
is not real. This is not real.
That's
It's
right.
only
We're all pretending, yeah.
I think they disagree.
No, nothing personal. And in fact, I'll have a question after you're finished with your comment. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Why the school is banning every kind of violent object?
Oh, say it again one more time. Repeat.
Who knows why the schools are banning guns, every kind of even plastic,
Right.
every kind of violent costume.
Costumes for Halloween.
For Halloween.
Right, I understand.
Why?
Why? I don't know. Tell me, please.
There's a topic for tomorrow.
Because it's lead to violence.
I see. Well, at least that's the worry.
Yes.
So pretending.
The topic was about
even
violence
to be
video game and
violent
not
is
a normal video game.
This person is already in school. All right. I'm just curious. Is there anybody on this team already felt the way you felt when you feel like this? Okay, you're not.
It's interesting because they don't have kids.
Anita told me she would rather be over here. I'm just curious. How do you feel?
So sir,
Sir,
we will make this debate when they have a child.
So who plays video games?
Yeah.
You just got it.
Who plays video games?
Andrea, did you want to weigh in about this?
Yeah, I think you see the people, the children who shot in the school.
Yeah.
If you see statistically, these people, their background is not from video games.
Yeah, that's
They
great.
do
They
that
were
for
crazy
another
already.
thing.
Fair enough.
They
Okay.
don't do that. They do for they have bad childhood.
Yeah.
They have bad jobs
Mhm.
or something like that. The video games doesn't
The
affect
personality.
Fair enough. So you are
Or
you are
environment.
depending
Home
on
of-
personality. Yeah,
environment
fair.
in your
You
home.
articulate it well then.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Depends.
go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
real quick.
I didn't finish, you cut me.
You have 1 week left.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
He's 1 week back.
Some games are really good.
We're talking. Yeah.
Yes, for kids. I have ABC Mouse that is, yeah, it's an app that teach my daughter to learn how to work with the math, with reading, and this is a
How old is she?
she's 7, and she's learning. Some of them are good, others are bad. We have to choose them. That's it. Not all video games. Not
આપણે
all
સરીમાં
video games
સરીમાં
are
બધે
bad.
Okay. I'm just curious. Anybody over here arguing the position that you already believe in?
Yes, I
You believe that video games lead to real violence. So, did you have an opinion about it? Yeah. I mean, maybe you didn't care one way or another. I don't know.
Who play video games here? Nobody.
Everybody plays.
Not so probably,
No.
right? Yeah, you as a young man. That's usually what it is. A younger men usually is the thing. So, but you guys chose the topic. Okay, folks, I know we have like 5 minutes. Just to let you know, the other 2 teams are going to debate tomorrow. We're not going to spend 30, 40 minutes getting ready tomorrow. Okay.
Please.
Right at 9 o'clock, we're going to start right away.
I
So you got to be sure to be here. Make sure your team is here. Okay.
Okay.
I should probably will decide. We have to do C and A, the other 2 teams. So, is there a team that would want to volunteer to go first during the 9 o'clock hour? Your team would?
Fine.
You think you can make it? You'll be all good? What is your topic again? It's A? Okay.
Yeah, smoking should be banned in the
Smoking should be banned in all public places. Well, yeah, well, it's okay. A little flexibility.
Should be fine.
Then we got to get going right
Just
away,
get
okay?
it done.
Because we got 2 debates tomorrow.
Can we
Wednesday
go
is your listening test, and that's the end of it. Oh, by the way, your homework, online homework, it's available now, still. It's still available. So yeah, your online homework is still available until Thursday at 9 a.m., okay? So, you did 8 online homework still available, okay? Good job, everybody.
Wait.